I'm Jason Webster. I'm lead commercial agronomist for Precision Planting located in Pontiac, Illinois. Now, we've been using Netafim drip irrigation on this farm. We started our first year back in 2019 and have been learning ever since of how to use it to not only feed a crop with water, but to also fertigate with it as well. The top things we've learned with our Netafim drip is, well, one, it's changed the way we can feed a crop. We come from an area in East Central Illinois, Livingston County, Illinois, where there's no chance of irrigating whatsoever. There's no water underneath us, no aquifer. And so as a consequence, to feed our crop, in the past, we would do it just like anyone else with large amounts of fertilizer at 1, 2, 3 times a year. Now, with the system we have in place with our drip system, I can do it every day if I want to. So we can put little amounts on, but I can do it all the way through the growing season. And it's done a couple things. One, it's changed the way we're feeding the crop. I think we're getting higher yield potential. Our data would definitely say that. But we run a lower risk of some of the environmental aspects of losing some of those nutrients, such as nitrates, leaching down through the soil profile, getting into our tile, and then getting into our water reservoir. So using smaller amounts, we're going to have less chance of losing those nutrients. Yield responses, it has been incredible to see how we've increased corn yield and soybeans. Let's go over corn first. We started the system in 2019 and we picked up 42.5 bushel. That was a year where it actually rained a fair amount and I didn't think we needed to irrigate very much. I didn't think we'd see a big response, but we picked up over 40 bushel. The next year in 2020 was an opposite year and we actually saw very little rainfall. So where we did irrigate and fertigate, it was tremendous. We saw the largest yield increase on this farm that year of over 105 bushel corn. Just incredible. We had guys coming to the farm saying, what did you do to this corn? It looks nothing like we've got on the farm. Well, it's just our ability to bring back in water and feed it with nutrients at the same time. 21 rolls around and the next year we're still picking up 73 extra bushel of corn. 22, we're at 38 bushel. Last year in 2023 was our lowest yield response, but we had great late season rain. So anytime you get more normal rainfall, the irrigation response is probably going to come down somewhat. Soybean yield response with our Netafim drip system it's just been consistent. Again, 19 we started here on the farm. 23.3 bushel yield increases. What we've learned on beans is we need water late to finish these beans, and we do that. And 19, 20, 21, 22, every year, over 23.3 bushel yield response. 1 year, this past year, 2023, a 15.9 bushel yield increase. But again, late season rains, they didn't need as much water. But you look at the consistency of that, we're taking the variability out of farming, and that's water. And when we're too wet, we get water away with our tile system here at the farm. But when we're too dry, we use our Netafim drip to feed that crop, and it takes the variability out of farming and sure makes it a lot easier. We have to be careful with the amount of water that we irrigate because I have a retention system here that's all coming from field tile. So when it's too wet, our tile is taking away that excess water and we hold it in a reservoir system. And if it doesn't rain again, that's all the water I've got to irrigate with. So we have to be very conservative with our water. Now, with an overhead pivot, lots of volume, we would need tons more water, and I don't have that capacity here. So we've always thought that with our drip system, we need half the water that maybe a pivot would, but we also say that we're a direct IV right into that plant's root system. Our drip is 14 inches deep, and we feel like we are that IV to feed that plant, and we can be very, very efficient with it. We're putting on about 9 inches on average annually of water. Our reservoir system is 4 to 4.5 inches of water. Hopefully it rains, we get a little water out of the tile to get to capacity again and get another 4 inches. That's where we're at. We can't irrigate more because we just don't have the water. So we feel like we're very efficient with the Netafim drip, and we can get by with lower volume as a result.